Hi guys and welcome to a new video. As you can see in the title, I have got an eye makeup look for you today, all using the lovely Naked Free palette. So if you've got this, you can follow along and get the same look, or you can play around with it a bit, maybe make it a bit more intense. So as you can see, I have no eye makeup on, and first things first, I am going to be using a primer. I just like to use this Smashbox photo lid primer. It's just a little sample one. It does remind me a bit of concealer because it's the sort of tube it's in. So you just apply it with the wand and then blend it in with your finger. This just obviously creates a nice base for your shadows to stick to. So of course I am using the Naked Free palette today. I'm just going to be doing that really nice sort of slightly pink toned, bit of a smoky eye. It's kind of for a girls' night in, so it's just a sort of daytime sort of look, but just a bit prettier. So the first shade I'm going to use is the shade Limit. I'm going to be using my MAC 217 brush. I've been quite good. I've spot cleaned all my brushes, so they're relatively clean, so there's no other colours on here. So I'm going to go on this with this. I'm going to go in with this Limit shade just all over the lid. This is kind of just like the base sort of colour. The Limit shade is the fourth shade in, and it's just like a dusty sort of pink. It's got like really tiny flecks of shimmer in it, only kind of noticeable sort of in the light, and like as I've got a little light on I can sort of see it. I've blended this right above the crease. It's probably going to be one of the only colours that out of what I'm using that's going to go this high, so it's kind of just a nice natural shade. I'm using Luna next. Luna is this shade here. It's again one of the matte shades. I'm not sure if they're meant to have shimmer in it or if that's just fallout from the other colours, but it still works well. And I'm just going to be using my Zoeva Petite Crease brush. I'm going to be using this. Now it's telling me my battery's died and it was a full battery. So I'm just going to be using this Luna shade, and I'm going to take it under the on the lower lash line and also in the edge. So I'll start off with the lower lash line first and just blend it right across. And then I'm just going to apply it to the outer corner on my lid as well. Trying to not go above the crease, but just blend it into the crease. Come to about halfway across the lid. So now the sort of matte shades are done, and that's sort of like the base of what we're going to be doing. I'm going to now go on to the more pigmented shimmery shades. For this I'm going to be using the Real Techniques, I think it's base shadow brush. This is out of the NYX Pick set. It's one of my favourite brushes for the shimmery shades because it really picks up the pigment and just seems to blend them really nicely. And there's a lot of shimmery shades in this palette, but I'm going to go straight in with the shade Buzz, which is a real pink shimmery shade, and I think it's just a nice, this is going to be like the main focus of the eye, because I'm not going to do it too much. I'm not going to do like a massive smoky eye or anything. So I'm just going to pick a bit on that colour. I don't like to pick up too much because I don't want loads to fall out, especially as I've already done my face makeup. So I just dab a bit on because you can just add as you go. And this is going all over the lid. But I don't want to go too far out to the end because I've already got that Nuna colour on there. I've already got the Nuna colour in the outer corner, so I don't want to cover that up. It's mainly for the centre of the lid. I kind of always dab the shimmer shades on, just because this gives it a higher pigmentation, and you can just then blend it out after. Because really, when you're using shimmery shades, you just don't want the fallout, because I am like always trying to avoid getting like the shimmer all over my face, but it always seems to happen. The more of the sort of pigmentation you want, say if you're doing this for say a night out or an event or something, you're going to want more of an intense look. So of course you just keep building up the colour. It's really just, they're such great shadows from the Naked palette, so you can just really build up the colour. So now that's like the main eye done. I'm just going to go in with a darker shade using the angled shadow brush, which is also from the NYX Pick set. Sometimes I will use the base shadow brush again, but just to keep my brushes sort of separate, and especially as I've just cleaned them, I will use a different brush. There's a couple of choices here for what you could do for a dark, but I'm going to use the factory shade, which is this one here. This is again just a real shimmery shade, slightly more brown toned than what I've been using so far. It's a bit more, it does match the sort of Nuna shade a bit, so I'm just going to apply this on top of what the Nuna shade is, just on the corner of the eye, just to make it a bit more intense. So I'm going to apply it to the corner of the eye and also the corner of the lower lash line. I also apologise if I keep bringing this up because I'm obviously using it as a mirror. But I'm just going to go slightly into the crease on the edge, not too far over, because I don't want it to be too much. And I don't want too much of this colour anyway, so I'm not going to keep adding to it. I always find it harder to do my left eye as well because I'm right-handed. I'm just going to go in now with the shade Dust, which is the second one in. Really nice sort of really nudie pink sort of shimmery shade. This is perfect for in the eye highlighting. And I'm going to use the brush out of the palette. I'm going to just use this shade. I probably should have cleaned it. It's a little bit dark, I think. Probably should have cleaned it. It's got a bit of colour on it. And I'm just going to apply that on the inside. I'm not going to put too much because I don't want it to go too intense. And I'm just going to apply it on the inside. Probably just do a couple of lots, so right. So that is of course the actual eyeshadow done. Now I'm just going to grab a clean MAC 217 and just go around the edges to make sure it's all blended out quite nicely. There's no sort of harsh lines because I do want it to be as natural as possible. So onto mascara now. I'm using the Perversion by Urban Decay. I absolutely love this as my day-to-day mascara. It's just perfect really. It just really separates the lashes and so forth. So right, so this is the finished look. So as always, links are all below if you fancy checking me out on social media or reading my blog. Don't forget to hit the like button if you did enjoy this video, and comment, you know, tutorial suggestions or even video suggestions. I would love to sort of hear your ideas. I'm always, obviously I want to film more, so ideas would be fantastic. And of course subscribe if you would like to see more. It's not just makeup tutorials, there are some other things going on and I am sure to do a bit of everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, bye.